Welcome back, gentlemen, and welcome to a whole other episode of the Road to Success show, the greatest show on there on YouTube. We talk all things about millionaires, money, entrepreneurship, business, and anything related to sales. You'll find it all here. And again, gentlemen, just like as before, the previous episodes, I think a good way for us to start off is to introduce ourselves. Know a little bit about see yeah, you can give out your name, your age, highest education completed, what you do for a living, and your aspirations for the future. So we can begin with you, Brian.
Right. My name is Brian Zachary. I'm 33 years old. I was going to say 32, but I just turned 33.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my highest level of education, right now, high school, soon associate, and after that, bachelor, and so on, because I will continue my education. And as far as what I do for a living, I work for LVMH, a big French company. So LVMH is Louis Vuitton, as well as other brands, and doing nightlife as well on the side in Vegas, and hopefully starting few businesses to start with, and go from there. That's the goal. Mm.
Awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
And what about you, Alexis?
All right, everyone. My name is Alexis. I'm 24 years old. I'm based out of Vegas, and currently I am a electrician. And my future aspirations. So, as an electrician, so I go to different people's houses, and then any office spaces here. So, just remodeling or adding new stuff for the client, and it's pretty fun, but at the same time, you gotta be careful and really pay attention. So, yeah, and future goals, just continue to, be healthy and surround myself with great people, and I continue with my education pretty much. Yeah, I met a guy today that a smart guy too. He said always, he recommended go to college at least two times a week. But in general, just study. He's like, just study in general. So I was like, all right, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just continue to have a quest for learning.
Mm-hmm. Amen, amen. Oh, and what's your highest education completed?
Oh yeah, so it's some college, some college. Mhm.
Okay. Uh, but have you gotten like a degree from that, or it's just
No, no,
oh,
no degree, just high school diploma.
oh, okay, okay, so completed with high school. Okay then. Um, but yeah. Uh, well, hello again, everybody. My name is Frank, and I'm 27 years old. I'm based off of California, and my highest education completed is a high school diploma. And what I do for a living is that I'm basically like a door-to-door appointment center, to where I would go up to people's houses, knock on their door. I would ask them, "Hey, do you have any new remodeling projects you want to have done to the home? Anything inside, anything outside? Because I can have you set up a time for you to meet up with one of our specialists. They can come in, give you a free estimate for whatever project you want to have done to the home, whether inside or outside. And yeah. Other than that, I'm a YouTuber, so to say, quote unquote. Uh, no, actually, I don't like saying that. I'm just a guy that likes to make content. Okay, I like to spread the truth out into the world by any which ways necessary. Okay, I'm a guy that like to put truth out into the world. That's what my content is about. All right, and my aspirations for the future is to not only spread more truth out there with much more better quality content, but to also, within 5 years, be a millionaire. Which leads us to today's
Mm.
episode, which is we're talking about a book called Millionaire Success Habits by Dan Graziosi. Okay? Now all of us here, we all got a copy, gentlemen, right? Look at that. Boom. Y'all got a copy. Yes, indeedy. And honestly, I read this a while ago too, and I'm just rereading it again. It's just kind of I was just remembering of where I was back then and how far I've gotten from there. And yeah, I was hoping we can talk about a few things about this, about the practices, what it means to us. Um, but Alexis, I believe you had a question earlier referring to this book. So
Yeah,
we can
I
start
was
off.
just curious. Like, I was just curious, how'd you find, this particular book? Because I remember Dean Graziosi. I think I found him on YouTube ad where I saw his ad and he's like, "Oh, free book plus shipping," and I clicked on it and I saw the landing page about the Millionaire Success Habits. Oh yeah, looked cool, sounded cool. It was back way back to I think it was like 2017 or something like that when I
Yeah.
got that book. That's how I found out was through like a YouTube ad because back then I was kind of getting started, I guess, in this like entrepreneurship, and I just decided to get this copy because it was very enticing. So yeah, he sold me, and that's how I got it.
Wow. It just stuck out to you from the video, from the marketing message, from the video.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and then I used to follow this guy named Casey Adams, and he was showing his Instagram stories. He's this kid who was also in Ty Lopez' social media marketing agency, and then he actually got him out of Ty's house, I think, with it, because I guess he had a lot of sales at a young age. He was like I
mm,
think 16 or 17, yeah. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's why I saw. I was like, oh, he has it, so let me. I guess I'll get it too. Um, yeah, he's definitely a good marketer. That guy, Dean Graziosi.
hmm
Yeah.
certainly is, certainly is. But what about you, Brian? How'd you hear about this book?
Mm, through Alexis, actually. So Alexis gifted me the book, which is something I really appreciate because so far the book has been a great read. So, you know, um, Alexis has been amazing as far as, gifting me some good stuff. So
Mm,
that includes Millionaire Success Habits, which is a great book. So I started reading it and took some notes that I will be sharing with everybody.
mm, awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I'd love to hear it about the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, how I got introduced by the book. Um, I remember very, very long ago where a good friend of ours, Alexis, actually, Edgar, you remember him? Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. He was actually having a giveaway on his Instagram about and he was giving away this book out. And funny enough, I actually did win that competition, but prior before that, I had actually bought it beforehand before I won. And so um yeah, I remember that was back in like 2017, like a while ago too. Yeah. And I don't really know why I picked it up. I think it was just like front thing Dean Graziosi, great marketer. I saw his videos. He was speaking a lot of you need to do something about your future. You need to do something about your success. You need to do something if you want to become a millionaire. And that's just kind of like pushed me into reading, kind of pushed me into picking up this book, giving it a read, and yeah. Otherwise, it's my earliest memory from reading this book is I remember I was in like a coffee shop, like, and I was like the only one there, and I was just there like reading it, and I think it came with like a worksheet too, I believe. Yeah, it came, yeah, a worksheet and like, questionnaires. You get to fill some things out, and yeah, that was all the way back in like 2017, 2018. Those were like my fondest memories of it. And but yeah, but before we get into your notes, Brian, because I would really like to love to hear more about that. Let me ask you guys a question. What does the word millionaire mean to you? And we can start with you, Alexis.
Millionaire. To
Millionaire.
me, it sounds like a milestone most people can reach in life. Um, if just a milestone, millionaire, 1 million, 6 zeros.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, a milestone. Some people, a label, reach it or not. Could be millionaire in dollars, millionaire in credit card points, millionaire I don't know. Some people say I feel like $1 million. My body's like $1 million or something like that. So I guess it has a good meaning towards it. Millionaire, 7-digit number. Um, yeah, I mean, all I could think of is a positive. Don't really see a negative unless you make it negative. Like, oh, a million. I'm a millionaire, but I'm in debt. Um, but yeah, just a milestone you reach in life.
Mm, awesome. I agree. I agree. And most can achieve it. Most can, but many won't. But what say you, Brian? What does the word millionaire mean to you?
In the beginning, obviously um, money as far as really working hard to be a millionaire, have millions, of dollars in the bank. But millionaire is not only that; it's not only the accumulation of wealth. It's also basically millionaire in all aspects of life, whether it's financially or the lifestyle, like you live every single day. As far as what you do, you know, um, day by day to position yourself a certain way. Basically, it's set yourself up for success, right? Uh, Whether it's financially or personally. But personally, I mean, it can be about I don't know, eating the right food, working out, uh, right, um, dating, and so on. To not only be a millionaire, not only not only be a millionaire financially, but be a millionaire as far as living the best life possible. So that's my definition of millionaire. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
living the best life possible.
Mhm.
Mm, yeah, I agree. I agree. And I mean, for me, it's kind of hard to put into words, but essentially, millionaire means prosperity, it means freedom, it means having the ability to break away from the traditional 9 to 5 system. It means to be able to set your own path forward. to be able to write your own destiny and to escape the system that is set to enslave you. I see it as a way to make a legacy of oneself, to be able to properly and fully, without any kind of worry or stress, to take care of the ones that you love, to properly pay for anything that this life throws at us, to being able to pay any bill, any kind of broken car, uh, anything that breaks down in the house, and medical bills, what have you. You can easily be able to pay it off. It's just, to me, millionaire means also security, prosperity, and freedom. I think is the way that I could put it best, really. Mm. Um.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But to move on from that, Ryan, what are the practices that are in this book, and how can we actually apply them? The the practices of being a millionaire, a successful millionaire. What are the practices, man? And how can we apply them?
So going back to my notes, what I love about the book is that it's not only a book you read, so a book that has some exercises,
Okay.
that you can take. You should, because it's part of basically reading the book and applying by discovering yourself on a deeper level. The things you should do. So I would do it one by one throughout the call. So basically the first exercise was basically, where am I in life, right? So as far as where am I in life, um, y- you know, the exercise basically, talks about, for example, love, intimacy, health, career, and family. So, so the exercise wants you to elaborate on that. So basically, for me, even though I'm already seeing someone, I still, did the exercise, um, as uh, if I was, still single and I wanted, more. So basically, as far as love, I put, you know, single, basically looking for an Asian girlfriend, like Chinese or Korean. Well, I put that as far as love, intimacy. Basically, as far as intimacy, I put, I need intimacy, within a girl, with a girl I love. Because to me, intimacy is very important, right? As far as health, good and good, of course, you good health, and I want to, work out more, to be more healthy, to feel better, and to feel more accomplished. Um, Career, I wish I was making more money and had a better position, as far as position in the workplace, or better position as far as having a successful business. Because that's reality, right? That's something I'm going through. And it's tough, like when you have a lot of goals and you definitely want to make more money, because there's no, in my opinion, there's no growth without money. You have to have money to grow. That's for sure. I mean, you have
Mm-hmm.
to have money to grow a business, for example, or you have to have money to even grow your education. Because at the end of the day, you still have to pay for education, whether you buy a book or you go to school. So, money is definitely important. Money is something, like I'm focusing on, not just for the sake of money, but, you know, for, uh, for a better situation. And it's fair, it's normal to, you know, um, wanna get more, basically, And as far as family, obviously, I already have a great relationship with everyone, but it's very important, obviously, as far as family to uh, have a good relationship with your siblings, parents, and so on, because the less issues you have with your family, the more you can focus on like career, for example, or like health, intimacy, or even love. So I wanted to share these points with all of you. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So again, I will throughout the call, I will present my paragraphs one by one. That way, I don't have to say everything at the same time. It takes a while, and also for the flow of the call. So yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
But before you get into those paragraphs, I just want to reiterate what you said
Mhm.
before as far as the exercises. Now, you said to imagine what you want for love and intimacy, and as well
Mhm.
as how much money that you want. Are these the
Right.
exercises in a nutshell, or am I missing something?
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
You
for
got
sure.
it. Yeah.
Okay, for
So,
sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I got these right,
Mhm.
and for me or
All
for the
right.
audience, so they'd understand
Mhm.
completely.
Definitely.
Okay, then.
Definitely.
Uh, and you mentioned too that there's certain paragraphs that you'd like to read off that explains more in
Yeah.
depth about these exercises.
Yeah, definitely. So I will actually talk about it now. I don't have too much, which is good. Um, so
Okay.
so the second paragraph I have is basically, well, um, I'm saying well because obviously like to have a sexy body, right? I mean, who doesn't want to anyway, right? So basically, what I wrote uh, is I could have a sexy body by taking more time and learn more time, as far as more time to work out, and learn how to get there. Learn how to get there is basically study how to basically from your body type how to accomplish your goals. Working out, right? Because I learned that like we all have a different body type, and you have to understand it first in order to you know uh, basically accomplish the goals you want to accomplish. Um, Also, I wrote I could make more money by focusing on money making activities, and I'm sure, Alexis, you can remember that we had a conversation at my place as far as focusing on money making activities, whatever it may be,
Okay.
to generate revenue. At the end of the day, to be able to grow a business, right? Also, I could find love by focusing all my efforts on a woman who will support me, which I basically I need the most, right? Um, Obviously, it's very important to find a woman, not only beautiful. Beauty is one thing, but support to me is more important than anything else. When you basically need it the most, right? Um, so, so to me, these things are obviously very important, and it doesn't only apply to a woman you want to date, but also friends. What I love about this cause is that we're here to support each other and you know um, grow as far as basically speaking up as far as what you're going through in life. That gives us a purpose to continuously having this cause and wanting to get better, with all aspects of life.
Mhm.
Um, the top paragraph is about one networking. Networking is obviously very important. Creating a deeper connection with people is obviously important as well. The way they can trust you and can in the business uh, business world, as far as having these people trust you and hopefully work with you, or send you the clients, so you can make more money. Basically, get out of my comfort zone. Was very important. Connecting people. I love connecting people. Going out more, obviously, to meet more of these people. I have a plan when I connect, basically, two people. Oh yeah, because like I like to connect people, so obviously it's very important to connect these people by having a strong plan behind it, right? Why are you doing that? Why are you connecting these people? You know what I mean? Being honest. I mean, of course, I'm honest, but it's very important. It's very important to be honest. Building emotions, understand the people I'm dealing with better, being a friend, doing more, as far as like business or projects, right? Do more work, pretty much. Engage more in the conversation, right? When interacting with somebody. Being a listener, obviously, being a listener is very important. Whether you're at work dealing with clients, or with friends, or with anybody, right? Which is very important to practice your listening, to understand what's going on better, to be able to make better decisions and gain more momentum, as far as business, or getting momentum as far as helping a friend or family member, you know with whatever that's going on for this person. Listening more, again, listening more, being a listener, being more focused and ask more questions. We see, we always want to be focused and ask more questions, especially to people you look at being successful, in like a certain industry you want to become successful in, to make money, and basically be happy with your long-term success. Organization and structure, obviously being organized and structured as far as every day, to maximize your basically full potential. Think more, obviously think more as far as before doing something, think about it, and also think more as far as thinking more in life, like the things you really want to do, and having a strong plan and do more research. Obviously you have to have a strong plan in life, right? Being 33, like my life has to have a purpose. It's not like I just wake up and live a certain routine, and think that I shouldn't worry too much about my life purpose. But like to me, life has to have a purpose for sure. Like why are you waking up in the morning, right? Do you wake up just to wake up, go to work, come back home, and live that life? Or do you wake up to like have this motivation and do like things you really want to do, like basically fulfilling your destiny, and being the best day by day, to to obviously like enjoy your life. At the end of the day, it's not about money, but enjoying your life. So there is this exercise too, which is the last chapter I'm going to
Okay.
bring up for now, because obviously there's more exercises in the book that I haven't been able to do yet, because I need to receive it more.
Okay.
So there's this exercise saying like like things I'm no longer willing to accept in my life, right?
Can you go on, Brian? Like you said, there was like one last exercise for us to do.
Right. Anyway.
It's a good thing that was recording.
So basically It's about like things, like I'm no longer willing to accept in my life, like you know the exercise, is training you to like write some stuff on it,
Mm.
and choose two to like three um, uh, basically things you wrote, like the most important ones. So one is like bad advice, doubts, let others dictate my own actions, being complacent, lack of confidence, stuck with actions I should take. And to me, the three most important are doubts, being complacent. I mean, being complacent. Uh, I'm not being complacent. It's just that I feel like I'm being complacent because even though I do a lot, I'm not progressing for a reason. I mean, I am progressing, but very slowly. And lack of confidence, something I have to deal with all the time. I'm not confident sometimes, that's for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
the things that are now musts in my life. So I wrote down like focus on my career and education, build a successful business and other projects, date a beautiful, Asian girl, uh, go out with my mom, enjoy life and be happy as well as work out. So the three most important things I chose, I already, for example, go out with my mom once in a while, but this year I should go out more. But what I chose is basically build a successful business and other projects. Very important. Very, very important. Date a beautiful Asian girl. Yeah, that's important too. Even though, I'm already seeing someone, but I still, I'm already down. And enjoy life. You have to enjoy life. And sometimes I feel like enjoying life comes before money. Uh, Not, like, uh, I would say not, for everything, but, for, some things like, being able to sometimes forget about, work and, relax a little bit. As far as, going somewhere, for the day and just enjoy the scenery, like, go hiking or go to, like national park, to take a break. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So just so I can properly identify, you said to write down some bad advice that you've heard before,
right,
and to write down the three absolute musts that you must have in your life.
right,
Okay.
exactly.
Um,
Two or three.
two or three. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Was there something else too? Like I think there was something else in the beginning that you mentioned too, like another exercise, or was that or was that
Like
basically it?
basically where we are in life, right? Like right
Okay.
now, you
Okay
know.
then. Okay then. So basically,
Mm,
right where
okay.
we are in life. Okay then. Okay then. So just to reiterate, all the way back to the beginning. So you said that for the exercises that from this book right here, Millionaire
Mhm.
Success Habits is, for one thing, imagine what you want for love and intimacy.
Right.
Imagine how much money that you want to be making.
Mhm.
Identify exactly what you want and how you
Mhm.
plan to achieve it. To write
Mhm.
down all the bad advice that you've heard before.
Mhm.
Write down two to three absolute musts that
Mhm.
you must have in your life, and also to write down where you currently are at this area in life.
Right.
Okay. That seems like all of it, or am I missing something there? Is that all?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it.
Okay then.
Good job.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, because I want to make sure that the audience properly understands, what these
Mhm.
exercises are, and that because I actually do want to plan on doing these myself too, honestly, because I want to. Yeah, there's certain things that I want and out of life, certain amount of money I want to make, and I want to write it down so I can turn it from the interior world of thoughts into the exterior worlds of circumstance.
Yes, turn it into a tangible thing, a reality. Because we all have, dreams, but once you write it down, it's more like it's real. It's and then you actually can do it. You see
Mm-hmm.
it, and it's something you can go for instead of just keep it in your head, and then it goes away. Keep it in your head, then it goes away. That's why these exercises. It's I'm gonna do those too. It's good to do because it gets you thinking, and it makes you reflect on how far you've come in life, and what you like and what you can what you're doing good, but what you like, so you can improve in the future. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. Yeah, I agree, man. Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. And hopefully
Good
something that
job,
we
Brian.
can. Yeah, thank you, Brian. I really do appreciate you actually sharing with us all that. All right, because yeah, because I was actually trying to look for all the exercises myself, but I had a bit of a tough time identifying it. So thank you for sharing it with us. However, though, I was able to find one question that I would like to ask all of you, and that I found this directly from the book from now, and let's go into a dream world right now. I want you to imagine in a year from today, 1 year in the future from today, and when looking back over the past year, you realize that it was the best year of your life. What does that look like to you? What would have had happened for you to wake up every morning on fire, free of dissatisfaction, and convinced that you weren't wasting your potential? And we can start with you, Alexis.
Thanks. Let me just say that's an eloquent question. Okay. Um,
Thank you.
man, man. Um, well, to not hit the snooze button no more in life, like I just did a couple minutes ago. But all good. I didn't drink any coffee or something to keep me up.
Don't pas ça, Thomas. We need you, Alexis.
Yeah, wake up.
Yeah, thanks. That's why. Thanks for the support. That's what this group is for. But yeah,
Amen.
a year from now,
Mm-hmm.
just continue to have, well, first off, health, right? Health. I don't get out of shape. I don't get overweight. I stay consistent with weight so that my health pillar is good, and I can continue to dominate the day. And two is changing my identity. I guess Brian just reminded
Mm-hmm.
me of uh of a course I took, like a community course I took like a while back. This is probably back in 2017. The guy was named Tim Han, this Asian YouTuber. It's called Success Insider. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe not, but basically he just said, "Oh, change your identity from, you know, and write it down. Like, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur, and say, hey, I'm a pumped up entrepreneur. You basically, because who we are now just depends on how much we identify ourselves, like subconsciously. Like, what have you been telling yourself all these years, right? Your story. What is your story, right? So I want to change my story to where next year, if you know I have a certain amount of money in my bank account, I've made new connection with people, I've been in different um, places and met new women, and feel more, happy, whether that in my environment too or anywhere, just feeling whatever state I am actually, is I can change it. If I feel crappy, I want to change it in that same moment, or if I feel, like overwhelmed, I can just change it in that moment. So learn like how to change my state so I can confidently, tackle on the day, whether that's I'm negotiating with the client or, you know, things like that, where I know like what to do and can not procrastinate. Yeah, when I know I'm only procrastinating on like low level activities, because I remember too. You know what? When I was working out today, I saw a video on Jim Rohn. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you guys know who that is, Jim Rohn. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he really good speaker. But he said this. He's like, you know the best kept secret of the rich.
What is it?
He said is time management.
Oh.
Yeah, really simple, but it makes sense because
Mm,
we only got 24 hours in a day. And sometimes, yeah, when I want to do something, I get a little pushback. It's just me. And like, why am I getting pushed back? So I can so changing my identity to confidently tackle things that I can, reach my goals and overcome, you know, I guess, limiting beliefs and change my paradigm. So that was a pretty long answer, but basically just overcome any limiting beliefs and achieve my health, wealth, and love goals in life. Mhm.
mm-hmm. And you also mentioned that you'd like to change your identity as well, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Well, because
Yes.
that also is a law of power. Law number 25: recreate yourself for your loss of power.
I'm gonna look at that later. Write that down. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Awesome, man. I love it. I love it. Um, what about you, Brian? You know, imagine then it's a year from now, and you look back over the year, and you realize that it's the best year of your life. What does that look like to you? And what would happen? What would have had to happen in that year for you to wake up every morning on fire, free of dissatisfaction, and you were convinced that you weren't wasting your potential? What would that look like?
Mm, Question. Um,
I think I know Brian what he would want.
Mm,
Finally build a successful business.
mm,
Um, I think that's been on my mind for a long time. Like build a successful business, and I always think about that. Being able to be my own boss and have a strong company um, I could be proud of instead of as you mentioned earlier, following a certain routine as far as going to work and you know having to depend on that to get paid. You know what I mean? I feel like when you finally find a way to build a successful business and you know you're growing your company, uh, that's amazing. That's why I like to travel to certain cities. Um, I like to go to LA all the time, not only to see my girl, but because to me LA is very dynamic environment as far as hosting and making money. Vegas is obviously the same way, but I feel like the energy in LA is different. When I was in New York last year, I was really happy to be in New York because New York is definitely a city for like people to accomplish their dreams. A lot of these young people they move to New York to sacrifice, right? Um, Basically years of hard work to fully get to the top, right? Because New York is based on finance, right? So a lot of people they want to work hard to be able to be at the top in this industry, right? Because we see there's a lot of money to be made in finance. Or when I went to Asia, I went to certain cities, like big cities, because I wanted to feel like I don't know, I wanted to feel like I wanted to feel good about myself. being in those big cities and seeing high rises that could give me some more motivation as far as, hey, if some people they were able to build a high rise and make this high rise their own company, then you can do the same. So that's where I'm at. If I could wake up in my big office on top of the 50th floor of my building, I would feel so fulfilled.
Mm,
So again, I know it's easier said than done, obviously, right? There's no doubt about it. But I feel like I don't know, if I could get to this level, as far as being being very successful company owner, and have more education and certain lifestyle, as far as having having more than that, having um, the greatest wife ever, and so on, right? Obviously, we all want these things. So yeah. So if I could wake up in my building day after day, and knowing that I'm winning on a very high level, I would feel very, very happy. Not saying
mm,
that I'm not happy, it's just that when you've gained like so much knowledge and experience in the workplace, and there's definitely things you can do that you don't do, because at the end of the day, life is hard. As far as we see, business is tough, as far as building and executing, and finding the resources possible to get to where you want to get to. It's tough, but yeah, I think that's something I really want to accomplish.
mm,
Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, why am I even living if you just to you know work at a job, or work different jobs, and without really accomplishing the things I want. Um, not only in the short term, but the long term, especially. Obviously, because when I'm in my 40s, obviously I want to get to a high level in life. So so yeah, that's it.
mm.
Mm.
I see. That's admirable, man. Really. And honestly, I think my answer for this is like basically a combination of both of yours. Because I also would like to have a profitable business, something that I can be proud of, something that, you know, makes me my own boss. I don't have to, wake up every day to a certain hour, go somewhere. Um, yeah, to actually dictate my own rules so I can decide when I want to work, how I want to work, and how I want to do it. And to also also live with the well, not live with, but also be around multiple beautiful women to spend good quality time with them. Not just some random hoes, but some good quality women. Some good girls with good morals that are very beautiful on the inside and on the outside. To be able to spend a significant amount of time with them, to get to know them in a certain deep level, and to also have my body also on point as well. To also be physically fit, maybe with a six pack too, lower body fat, just looking great, feeling sexy, acting sexy, you know. Um yeah, making my own money, making enough to where I could work when I want to, not because I have to. Being able to and any problem or issue that came up, like any bill that came up, I can easily be able to pay for it, you know, and and have that slowly increase for the next upcoming years. So yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good year for me, honestly. Yeah. So just better health, better body, be able to be in the company of multiple beautiful women to make enough money to where I can be financially independent, essentially, without having to rely on a job, and to have a good profitable business to where I can properly serve the people, and it provides a service that I can genuinely be proud of. That can leave a legacy to be like, because before I die, I can be like, yeah, I made that, I did all that, and it gradually increases for the next upcoming years. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, awesome guys. Now I do have one last question here to ask you guys, but before we get into that, is there anything else that you guys like to ask? Any questions, comments, concerns before we go into the final question?
Yeah.
Alexis,
Oh,
I will let you go, Alexis, first.
all right, Brian. So yeah, you just reminded me of like Ty Lopez, and when Frank was saying being around beautiful women. I'm sure you seen Snapchat, right? Oh man,
I've seen it. I've seen it quite often.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it reminded me too of this one guy. I don't. I know he's not really a friend, but I know him. But he I think he rents his own place and he invites girls to his house and stuff just to hang out. And I remember like at this event I went in Vegas, try Big Money Matter. He came with a bunch of girls, like I guess in the friend group, like it was 5 chicks. And then when he came up to the front with the speakers, because we were talking with the speakers, I was just with other guys. I didn't really bring any girls, and this guy brought like 5 girls with him. And I was like, I looked at this girl, she looked at me. I looked back because I really wasn't trying to hit on her. I was trying to talk to the speaker, and that made me think, huh, this guy, I don't know how he did it, but you know, he brought like group of girls with him to the event, to this business event. Like, I guess he made that happen. He made it happen where he he's presented with these girls, and I was pretty surprised. Okay, his Denny was different. He seemed kind of cocky, but kind of smart too. Kind of kind of like Jake Paul, but
Mm,
I was like, okay, I kind of want what he has. I want to bring with me a group of chicks to an event or anywhere really, just to hang out. Um, so I've just been doing that at the clubs. I just hang out on cold approach. But I remember there's one post I sent Brian at Reddit. It was a long time ago. I think he remembers where like how to like hang out with women and stuff, like creating social events, and then later on if you wanted to get laid, but that's if you want to let your semen go. But anyway, do you remember that, Brian? I sent you that a while back, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
all right. But do you have a question, man, or
Like
uh,
what's what made you want to why do you want beautiful women around you? You're not satisfied with 1 women, or you want 10 women? Like why you
oh,
want more?
oh, I see. That's a very good question. Well, because short and simple, I'm a man, and if any man is honest with himself, he knows that he wants multiple women around him. And
Mm.
referring back to the earlier point that you made about that gentleman you saw at the event, the business event with the 5 women, I can tell you why they're there with him. That's because he has raised up his status high enough to be able to attract those women. He was able to provide enough value to those women to where he made enough money, he has enough clout, social status to where they would want to be associated with him, to not only potentially sleep with him, but for their own, but to raise up their own social status as well. Okay, that is how he got those women to be with him. Now, of course, maybe he's also charming. Maybe he's a gentleman as well. Maybe he's a smooth talker. but that's only after the fact. They were only initially attracted to him because of the status, because of the clout, because of the fame and the money. Okay, let's be honest. Every man needs to be able to provide resources to a woman, otherwise she ain't gonna fuck with him. That's just a hard boiled truth. Okay, and the reason I brought that up for my example is because in that year I already imagine myself already being financially abundant and without having to worry about bills, have to worry about paying for anything, providing for anything. I won't have to worry about that. So I would be able to financially afford having multiple women with me, okay? To be able to spend some quality time with them and to potentially have a few of them around, okay? Beautiful women, because only beautiful women want to be with financially abundant men, okay? That's why I chose that. And plus,
Nice.
to get back to my simple reason, it's because I'm a man and I love women. Basically it. Didn't you also say that too, Brian, in your example? In your answer? Or you say you just want to have like one girl?
Yeah, that's something I brought up, but obviously, as a man, it's always a fantasy to be surrounded by hot chicks, right? Like have
Mm,
like five of them, hang out with you because it's not just for pleasure, but also as um, Alexi said, like feeling like $1,000,000, to be like I'm the man because we are men, so we want to feel like we're we're the real men, right? So I totally understand, like the whole psychology behind, that um, it's not about, showing off. It's about, your own well-being first, right? And be like, okay, that's it, right? I made it. Um, I was able to do that, with time and efforts. So yeah, I understand. I was going to ask the same question to you, Frank, but now I understand why
okay.
you bring up women time to time. So
Mm,
mm.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, what was your question though? Or did I already answer it in my previous statement?
Like if I had a question to ask you, um, besides obviously, wanting to become a millionaire, right? Uh,
Right.
what does the drive come from? You know what I mean?
Mm, really, the drive comes from knowing that being average is no longer acceptable. The drive comes from knowing that the world is changing, and if you want to become a man of value, you must, in some way, be rich. You must be financially independent. You must somehow find a way to be a millionaire, because the world that we live in is hyper competitive. It's player versus player, man versus man, and we're all in constant competitions with everything that we want, with the money that every dollar that we want to make, every woman that we want to be with, and every fast car that we want to drive. We are in constant competition with all of that.
Mm.
And that is why, where particularly my drive comes from, is the knowing that unless I do something to change my circumstances to where I am now, I will forever be stuck in them. In order for me to attain the life and abundance that I want, with the options that I want, to become the man of high value that I want, that comes from me having to become a millionaire. It's not more of a want or a dream, but more of a necessity, really. And and I know it is too because I notice in myself that like when I waste my time doing things that don't really matter, like um going on social media, scrolling along, watching YouTube, watching useless videos on there. there's always that underlying level of like deep regret, thinking like, ah, you know, you could be doing more than this. It's like deep down, it's ingrained, and I feel it too. And also certain times too when cause I also like to smoke sometimes as well. Like before I did, nowadays not so much, but I knew prior before then, when I would like smoke, you know, and I would also be anxious, thinking like, man, I should be doing this. Like I'm wasting my potential. Like I should be doing something more. It's just like an underlying like discomfort really that comes from activities that I know that are wasting my time. So, and I know is with things that are hindering me, like like scrolling on TikTok, playing video games, smoking, drinking, partying. There's like that internal discomfort that I get from it, and I never get that from like doing things that are actually productive, like joining on these calls, or going to the gym, or going to work, or speaking to a customer. I never get that feeling with them, but only yeah, but only in things in which I know that are holding me back. So, and a bit of a long-winded answer, but yeah, it's basically the drive comes from competition and internal discomfort. To
Why?
wrap it up,
Why do you feel that way, Frank?
mm. Well, yeah, like I said, man. As a man, you get to learn to be competitive, and part of it comes from Andrew Tate. I learned a lot from him, and that was one of his key lessons that he pushes out, is that saying that life as a man is tougher than life as a woman. That you have to be hyper competitive, and it was accepting this hard truth that made me want to realize that I need to compete. I need to be willing to get up and work. I need to be willing to do what it takes. I need to be willing to sacrifice in order to attain that what I want, truly and deeply what I want. And that discomfort, it comes from knowing that I'm watching all this useless content, just scrolling through, and it's not really teaching me anything. It's just kind of sapping my attention and my time away. I can spend like a whole hour on there, and it could feel like 10 minutes. So yeah, I think that's where it mainly comes from. Why I feel like that, because it's yeah, it just feels like I'm just wasting my potential. Like do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, you guys ever had that similar feelings to that?
Yeah, but you still do it though. You do
Ah,
it today.
alas, you are right. It's what this. I believe I heard a saying from Socrates or some philosopher that said that the chains of habit are hard to notice, are they're light to carry around, but they're hard to break, or something like that.
I'm, yeah, I'm just trying to push. I'm not trying to, call out anyone, but you know, as in this group, we try to push each other, to get out of our comfort zones. I know exactly what you're talking about, Frank. I mean, man, exactly. I know what you're talking about. Where I know I'm supposed to do this activity, but then I do more pleasurable activity to feel better, to avoid the pain, not go through the headache, but I'd rather go through the pleasure and then numb it out, and then the next day try to do it, but then you know, and something, yeah, it's like a subconscious thing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
Well, yeah.
but
Well, thank you, man. Cause
that's
yeah.
that's why it's good to be like aware like of your time, of our time, right? Because yeah, I try to. I'll stay away from. Yeah, if I spend more than 10 minutes, like for example, like just a quick point. I know I don't want to get too off, but
Mhm.
like Russell Brunson, he's even though he's on Instagram, he's like if I spend more than 10 minutes on Instagram, then I'm wasting my time. Basically,
Mm,
that's what he said. Because you
mm,
only like, I guess, you post whatever, and then you look at other people's Instagram if you want to, and then you just get off. Right, for example.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
but yeah, yeah, the chains of habit are too tight to be felt until it's too late, or something like that. Yeah, I heard that from I think it was Ty. He said that too in his Snapchat, but I guess it came from Socrates.
mm. Yeah, I heard that. Um, or actually, this is actually it was Warren Buffett that
Warren
actually said that quote, and he said that the actual quote is, "The chains of habit are lights to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken." That's the full quote.
Damn.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, awesome guys, awesome. So now I would like to get to our final question of the evening, kind of to wrap all of this up, because we're a couple of soon to be influential multimillionaires right here within this call, doing all of us. I can see it right now. But before we can become that, I want to ask you guys, who are the most influential multimillionaires that you know of and that you connect deeply with? Yeah, we can start with you, Brian.
Elon Musk,
Mm.
because I would say Elon Musk and I think that's it actually. I think it's
Oh.
only possible, because because this man was able to accomplish so much, right? So, as far as innovation, um, you know, uh, and his past, right? So, yeah,
So just Elon Musk,
hmm
nobody else.
no, I identify myself, you know, with Elon Musk the most actually, because of like the projects he's been doing. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, it's all about innovation. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So
Yeah.
you want to get to the energy industry, Brian?
At some point, I would like to get into projects that are actually valuable for humanity.
Mm.
Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? In my opinion, what's the point to, I don't know, just worry about making the most money without bringing value to humanity? If you're not bringing value to people, then what's the point? Because it's not helping the world to get better. It's helping you to get better, but build your own wealth and legacy. Um, but what Elon Musk has been doing is amazing
Mm-hmm.
because it's changing, like people's life, and a lot of people, especially with like SpaceX and his rockets. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine traveling from you know, New York to like Shanghai in
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes? Can you
Sheesh.
imagine, like being able to like live in New York and walk on the other side of the world for just a day? It's amazing. For example, can you imagine, you know, going to walk on the other side of the world in the morning and coming back in the evening, right? By just taking a super fast rocket. I mean, it's crazy amazing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Mhm.
He really is doing some amazing things for not only for people's lives but for all of humanity. Like his companies and his technology will live on and shape humans and for generations to come. Which is SpaceX, Neuralink, Tesla, just to name a few.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I can see why he would pick him because he's like in the billionaire level though. So he's like a really high up there kind of guy. Uh, damn.
Did you ever meet him, Brian? Actually, did you ever read his book, Elon Musk, the autobiography with the supporter did on him? Did you ever read that book?
No, actually, no, I haven't. I will like because I should. But actually, when I drive to LA, I always see the like facility there. Because he has a facility in like right outside LA that you see all the time when you're on the freeway. You see like the Tesla building, and you see some cars and stuff. So
Mm.
it would be nice to stop by and see what's going on, at some point.
You should knock on their door, yeah, like, hey, what's up, guys, and just check it out.
Hey guys, just want to see, your
Yeah,
cars.
I want
Get
to
the
interview,
internship.
I want to interview the executives here on Tesla, and if he can connect me to Elon Musk himself. Actually, Ty, I remember Ty Lopez said once he met Elon Musk at a movie carpet, like at a movie
Mm-hmm.
premiere event, because that's what he likes.
I remember
I don't know
this.
about now, because that's where he's living in California, but now he lives in Texas, so you can still like that, Brian. So just in the future, Brian, go to a movie premiere, you might see Elon.
Hmm.
But yeah, you should do. I have his book, man. I should probably let you borrow it, because yeah, seems you're very interested in Elon.
Like,
Hmm. He's a top E. He's sending people to space, to Mars, and he's putting chips in people's heads, man. Okay, he's the this generation's Tony Stark. That's who he is. But well, what about you, Alexis? What? Yeah, because throughout this entire call and even in previous calls, you referenced many other multimillionaires. But who are the ones that are the most influential to you, and ones that you can truly connect deeply with?
The 10x Stark.
10x Stark,
No, 10x Tony Stark.
10x Tony Stark.
You don't remember, huh? You don't remember Frank, do you?
Oh, but he's not a multimillionaire yet, my good sir. He's gonna get there. He's not there yet.
Uh,
Okay, well that's
yeah.
one. What are some other ones that you connect deeply with?
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Uh,
Multimillionaires.
well, it's funny you ask. Even today, like, today I was at a client's house by a referral from a general contractor, my dad and I, and went to this guy's house out in Summerlin. Brian know where that's at, but we was a gated community, and this Indian guy, man, he had a big house. He had like Kobe Bryant, like Mamba basketball court, a nice pool, a nice little like waterfall, black spa, mm, and
Damn.
like some nice landscaping lights outside. I was like, holy shoot, this guy is loaded. And it was funny too, is I asked him, hey man, just curious, what do you do for work? And he's like, oh man, I work for the general contractor, Andy. He's like, I work for him. And I was like, what the? This dude just avoided my question. Like, I see what he did there, And then afterwards, my dad and I installed this light, and then he was cool, and then he was nice. He was like, "Oh, you guys are father and son." Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll let me get your number so I can refer you to like my businesses and houses. Like, we have a lot of work. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. And then he was telling like how like he works in finance and he's in the medical niche. Now his two sons and daughter, they work in finance, like advisors or something like that. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And he was telling me how supposedly this is what he said, like he invested into a Berkshire Hathaway stocks, which is like Buffett's like company. And
Mm.
he said he invested like 3 million. Okay.
30?
3 million.
Oh, okay. 3 million.
That's what he claims. And then he's like, man, when the stock goes down, I keep my money in. Actually, when it goes down, I buy it because people panic. When people panic, that's when you buy, like any good stock. And when you buy, it goes up. You make money off of it. He's like, he made 1 million. Like I don't know. I think it was recently or something like that. I'm like, damn. Like, because he said he likes stocks. You know, he has some shares of different like Berkshire, Chevron, Intel, Microsoft, companies that are like $1 trillion market cap. He didn't talk anything about crypto or like he said real estate, but basically that's like someone like I actually interacted with. Like this guy's a millionaire. I could just tell like this guy. Yeah, this guy is smart, and he told me go read the book Snowball Effect by Warren Buffett,
Mm.
and you'll get to study it like at least study it, read it, understand how finance works, stocks, and you'll understand what I'm thinking here. I'm like, all right, man, for sure, for sure. Genuine advice, from a guy that you know, and he had a lot of books too. I asked him what's his favorite book. He was like, "Oh, finance books, finance." And yeah, he was like probably in his 50s or something like that. Indian. He had a Korean wife, a short Korean wife, and she was like a
Oh.
6. Like if I had her like rated from 1 to 10, she was like a 6. I
Oh.
was like, why would he have us? I don't know. It's everyone's personal opinion, but then I remember back like, yeah, you don't want to marry a 10. You know, you don't want to marry. You want to hang out with tens, but you don't want to marry her because tens can cause problems.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's for another time. We can talk more about that. But basically, yeah, there's some guy I just met today. So I feel like, yeah, he
Huh?
was like someone I met real life, not like someone I read, online, and I did meet like a billionaire once, actually, Tom Steyer. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe not, but he used to run for the political elections. I think couple like 2020, I think it was. I took a picture with him. I gotta find it, but I have it. Took a picture with a billionaire once. He's worth like I think 2.1 billion or a little less. I can't remember, but he created a hedge fund basically. But yeah, it's getting a pretty long answer. But anyway, yeah, those are two people I've met like briefly. But that's just to learn from. I would say also like Warren Buffett, but I don't know because I like connect deeply with. I just like to learn from people, and but I would say Mark Cuban. If I want to say connect deep because he came from nothing. He came from middle class home. Some of these people had like leverage, like Donald Trump, for example. I think he got a loan from his dad, a couple
Mm-hmm.
hundred grand or something like that.
A small loan of $1 million.
Okay, Frank. Okay, Brian. I guess you guys know that too. Yeah, yeah. So I can't really relate to Trump. I cannot because yeah, but Mark Cuban because yeah, he came from nothing and he sold garbage bags door to door and he was like 15 or 14, and then created this website, sold to Yahoo, and that's how he made a lot of money. But he started off just learning about computers and finding deals, finding clients. He worked. He used to live. He was 24, living with 5 other guys in Texas,
Oh
eating
Lord.
ketchup and bread. Man, but you should read his.
Bruh.
I have his autobiography. I checked it out of the library because He's always kind of like from humble beginnings, and now he's a billionaire, but he didn't come from that, which is yeah. Like he came from a simple background. He was bartending too, I think, at nights at one point, and he worked in the club. I think he also worked in the club scene too in college. He used to go to yeah. Actually, he was also like a fast learner too, uh, in college and stuff like that. He didn't come, like I said, from privileged or wealthy parents. Because that's one guy I can relate with. And he's like, man, work like if someone's trying to take everything away from you. Work like everything's gonna be gone, right? You're gonna be ahead of your competition because there's always gonna be someone that's trying to take your spot. So
Mm,
yeah, I guess that's someone I can relate to that, didn't come from money but made it,
mm,
way up to the top. Mhm.
wow. It's incredible that you were able to have firsthand experience, direct firsthand experience with an actual millionaire who genuinely talked to you and gave you good advice. And you listened to pretty good examples too afterwards of some pretty well known guys. But but yeah, I mean, I love your guys' answers. Um, Me though, all the millionaires that I know of, I mean, I learned bit from each of them. Like like two I know of that are on the Fresh and Fit podcast, Myron Gaines and Walter, which was two hosts. You know, one I learned that it's you have to be very um disciplined in how you act, and in order to achieve success, in order to achieve wealth, you must be willing to sacrifice. Yeah, the other co-host I learned that it's very important to network with people. It's very important to be friendly with people. It's very important to be a good host with people. Um, and a handful of other multimillionaires I know as well. Another one I know of is like Jake Waller is one that it doesn't matter where you're from as long as you do what you need to do. Focus on that first before chasing the chicks. They'll come. They'll all come to you. And he's like a very famous. Like he got his money from doing construction. He owns several construction companies, steel companies. That's how he makes his money. Um, Another guy, of course, Andrew Tate. Multi-millionaire, supposed trillionaire, supposed. But and yeah, he teaches that it's okay to be a man. It's okay to be in touch with your masculinity, and to use that to push you into newer heights. It's okay to think that you are the absolute fucking man, that you are the best that there ever was, and if you actually want to be that, then you gotta have that attitude, even when you have nothing. Okay, and another I guess is Patrick Bet David, because I actually shook his hand one time, which was the only time I was actually able to get next to a man of high status and multi millions, and where yeah, I admire like how sharp witted he is. I admire how much of a great businessman he is. How he's always constantly thinking of business. He thinks of things in a very business minded way with everything, and ultimately the last millionaires I love are all the sharks on Shark Tank. As well as Mark Cuban, um, Roberts, Damon John, Lori, um, Barbara, and my favorite is Kevin O'Leary. Absolute favorite shark there because he's just so ruthless. He's just so unforgiving. Very professional, but yet very harsh and when needed to be. Okay, and and what I admire from all of them is that they all come from humble beginnings, just like all of us. They weren't fed a silver spoon in their mouth. No, they made something of themselves, which got them to the position that they are now, which is multimillionaires, if not billionaires, to be investors on a TV show. So, and there's many others that I can think of right now that are going through my mind. But by each one of them, though, at the end of the day, there's just a person that has something valuable to share. They have valuable insights to share with the public, and it's not really something from their message that the words as they say. It's because of who they are. Like these people that I mentioned, and plus all the other millionaires, they are their message. They represent it. They are it in every action and every word that they say, and how they and who they are as a human being. They are their message, and their message just happened to make them rich, to make them successful. So yeah, uh, I think
Awesome.
it's yeah.
Oh,
So
Frank,
what's up?
what's the name? The Jake Waller, the construct. He owns construction companies.
Yeah, it's his name is Justin Waller, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
Justin Waller. Yeah, he's like a Southern guy. Yeah, he's I think he does construction, but I think he does steel, steel company. Yeah, you can easily find him on Instagram.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
thanks. Because
go ahead.
no, I said thanks because I'm in the construction industry and just that's cool that someone became a millionaire in the construction industry. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
America, my friend, the land of opportunities. Look, in this country, you could be anything. You could be a millionaire. You could be a superhero. You can own a multi-million-dollar company. You could be anything, so long as you're willing to put in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears of what it takes to get there. So, fellas, thanks again for coming on here. But before we wrap up, any last message that you want to give out to the people? We can start with you, Brian.
Mm, Good question. Mm, I would say life is too short to waste on necessary things.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Amen to
Right.
that. Amen
Nice.
to that. What about
I
you,
love it.
Alexis? Final message?
Final message is you're going through a mess right now, but eventually make your mess your message so others can hear because
Mm-hmm.
they all go through some things. We all go through things in life. But
Mm-hmm.
there's those that come out of the mess that, can tell their message to the masses. So
Mm-hmm.
stay strong, everyone.
Amen. Amen. I love it. And I would say my final message is that God will always reward his his children who serves his people well. He will always reward those who work hard. He will always reward those who make the most of who they are, who unleashes his fullest potential. He will always reward his creatures who fully serve his people and provide his people with a valuable service. So yeah, guys, thanks again for joining on, man. I do appreciate you guys jumping on here. But Alexis, I think it's time for you to get some rest. You've been sleeping throughout this entire call. You've been nodding your head, but still, man, I love you. Love you for joining on here. You as well, Brian. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, where can the people find you guys?
I love you too, guys. So you can find me at Alex Guzman B on Instagram. If you follow me, I'll follow you back.
Awesome. Awesome. And what about you, Brian?
In Vegas. Woohoo.
Woo!
He's single, ladies.
On Instagram, Brian Zachary, BRYANCHAGORY. And same, if you follow me, I will follow you back to see what you're up to. And, hopefully this, this YouTube channel, Frank's YouTube channel, our YouTube channel can, because I feel, deeply involved in it, inspire people. And end of the day, I want people to follow the channel before anything else. So that's what I want.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank
Mm-hmm.
you guys. And and you can easily find me at evolving_powerhouse on Instagram. And check out my YouTube channels. I'm on The Masculine Edge, where we talk everything from philosophy, masculinity, and the red pill. Modern Female Nature, which we talk everything from women to certain examples of promiscuous women, and some entertaining pieces from other famous podcasts pertaining to dating culture. And of course, Hustlers Wealth Center, which is where this video is going to be at. And everything there, we talk there from everything from entrepreneurship to sales and money. Okay, so thanks again, guys. I appreciate you coming on. Tune in next week for another exciting episode on the Road to Success show. Alright, fellas, go get some rest, and we'll pick this up again next week. Okay? Take care, guys.